so I am here at my date, and surprise, surprise, baby, the date is with you guys. So Ask Porsha's segment that I'm gonna do today, and it's gonna be our date night, but it's gonna be all about the questions that you guys ask me. Some of y'all like, well, why would I be asking you advice, honey, Miss Twice divorced and ex-fiance? Because I can recognize some mistakes and I can change them along the way in the future, okay? By date number 2 or 3, he's gonna notice if you're using him for a food date. Trust me, I've done it. I don't think a celebrity crush really matters. I really don't. Let people like who they like in a crush fun way. 23, turning 24 is really when I wish I would have known my worth. You can continue to hold your knife in your right hand. You can have the meat here and you just... Maybe that bite was a little big. So make it a little bit smaller, but you know what I'm saying? Just real cutesy like that, you know? The next question is from Tristan Sullivan, 5602. My boyfriend is out of town for the week. For 4 months, oh, it says, okay, let me read it again. Okay, and I had a little sip. Start down over again. My boyfriend is out of town for 4 months, and it's been so sad. I miss him so much. Have you ever been in a long-distance relationship? Do you have any advice for me handling this? Sending love, Tristan. Oh, I love you too, Tristan. Okay, so a long-distance relationship. I've never been in a true long-distance relationship. Even though I'm a Cancer and I like to be under my man, I also like for him to be away as well. But I've never really been in a true relationship where he was in another state and away from me, right? But now that I am going to be single soon, I know I'm going to have to open up my list of things that I, will do and won't do at this point when it comes to dating. So I can't just say, oh, I'll only date a man if he's in Atlanta. I may have to date somebody who's out of state. And I really don't know what that means. I honestly don't. I'm not going to lie to you, girl, or Tristan, or you, as a man. I ain't going to lie to you, okay? Because one part of me, when it comes to relationships, I want tradition, right? Like, I would love to have the husband in the house. If he has kids, we blend our family again. We do the same thing I just tried to do in my current relationship because I loved it. I thrive in that. I thrive taking care of my family. And it fulfills me spiritually to be a good wife to my husband. But at this point in my life, I have to look at things and realize that I'm at a different stage. So I've lived many lives now sitting here at 43. I was very young, naive, 30-year-old when I got married in my first marriage. And yes, I was very, very traditional, very, very submissive, and I showed up in a totally different way back then. Then when I was with my child's father, we kind of were partners. We did everything together. We had my show, Porsha's Having a Baby, we did Family Matters. We did things together. So we were like this cool homeboy, homegirl, love you, homie, love a friend type of relationship. And then this last marriage was back similar, traditional. I was very submissive, but I was submissive with a foundation because this particular marriage, how do you even reference it? The estranged marriage. I genuinely was set on being submissive, and that's why I enjoyed him being of the African culture, because I felt like, I can treat him like a king. I can do some of the things that I know he witnessed as he grew up as far as taking care of him. But I also had this confidence as a wife and felt like a true partner because I wasn't coming into the relationship with nothing. I came into a relationship as Porsha Williams, and all that I have built over the years. And I had protected that and he had protected his. So I felt more of a partnership. So I felt safe in being submissive. But I have to say now, after having to experience a divorce, I definitely feel like I'm going to be more open with the next relationship. It doesn't have to be so stringent. I don't feel like it has to be so streamlined traditionally. I do feel like I could be in a relationship and the guy live in another state. You know? Would I marry a man in another state? I don't think so. No, because like who I about to say who can trust that? Okay. No, I don't think so. But I could definitely have a guy who travels a lot. And, when it comes to the loneliness, like you spoke of, they've been gone for 4 months and you're lonely. I would have to say, if you really, truly love that person, and if I truly love the person that I'm going to be with in the future, and he lives in another state and we have to have time away, I'm going to just figure out different things to do to take care of myself. You know what I mean? Like, that won't be the type of marriage where I allow him to sit me down and me not work. That won't be the type of marriage to where I wake up every morning, make his doctor's appointment, I, do his schedule and all that. No. This will be a marriage of two individuals who love each other, but I have my life and he has his. So my advice to you, and I guess my advice to my future self, if I find myself in a relationship that's long distance, is continue being who you are. And make sure that both of you guys are confident. Nobody can be insecure in a situation like that, right? Let's take that off the table. I can't be insecure if we have all this distance, and they can't be insecure. But those natural feelings of missing that person, that's fine, as long as it's like I miss him cuddling and touching my butt at night, etc. And oh, sorry. Whew, okay, well, because as you can, I miss that type of thing. But okay, let's revert back. I digress. If you miss all the, things that y'all do together, like, loving things, that's okay. But don't miss them to the point to where you can't operate in your own badness, okay? Like, don't miss somebody to the point to where you're not getting work done. You walk around depressed because you haven't, seen them. They're not back. No. Again, have your life fulfilled. You only have one life experience, right? So make sure you go into the gym. Make sure you go out to have cocktails with your friends. Enjoy yourself. If you're out with your friends, I have a girlfriend who dates somebody long distance. She always pops up on the FaceTime with him. Hey, I'm here. She involves him in different activities that she's doing. He does the same with her, and that way they still have closeness while they're distant. So I would say it sounds like this person, if they're already gone for 4 months, and you're dedicated to being with them, they're going to travel again. I would just say, amp up your life, amp up your experience of life, and find out what kind of hobbies and things you can do to fill the time while they're gone, okay? But if you are the type of person who can't deal with their distance, go and break up with them, okay? Break up with them right now. Save the both of y'all early on, okay? Got you. Okay, hold on. I need to get another piece of this lobster because it is like quite delicious. Get this little piece. Ooh. My sister does this. Okay, I know y'all waiting, but I got to get a little piece of this potato too. Now, one thing I will say, if you're going to go on a date and eat everything, make sure you eat it cute. You know what I'm saying? Do this. Take a sip, give eye contact. Have your posture good. Do everything you can to not let him realize you're agreeing. Okay, just little distractions. Laugh at his jokes. Ask him questions that'll make him answer long answers so you have longer to eat. Stuff like that. Okay. Are y'all enjoying this? Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment, okay? Oh, and also turn on your notification bell. Yeah, because, you never know when we're going to be dropping episodes. We may drop extra episodes. So, yeah, do that too. This name is Essence, the host writer. 6470. What advice do you have for trusting again with a new person after divorce? Ooh. See, this is why this episode is much longer than it was intended to be. This was, honestly, I was like, oh, it's going to be like 30 minutes. No, because y'all are triggering me. Y'all talk about real that I got going on, okay? But y'all are my friends, so I don't mind talking to y'all about it. Okay, so what advice do I have for trusting a new person again? I don't think I have any advice for that. Aww. Because I already had trust issues anyway, you know what I mean? I had trust issues from my 20s because my 20s with men were abusive, and once I valued myself, I just then didn't trust men because I was like, wow, they took advantage of me, you know, just because they didn't think I knew myself, you know what I mean? Like a vulnerable person. So at that point, when you realize men will take advantage of you, then you decide not to trust them. So that is how I ended up in the relationships that I had afterwards, because those men I truly trusted. I truly trusted my first husband and loved him. I truly trusted Dennis, and I truly trusted my last husband as well. So, and that's how they got me, because once I trusted them, I was like, I clung on to them, and I'm a hopeless romantic. I love love, and I was never gonna let them go. So that's how that happened. So now, whew, baby, we're 43, okay? We are 43, and we have a daughter, and we have things to protect. And even though you do the necessary things, like a prenup to protect yourself and even protect him as well, it's still a process. It's still traumatizing. It's still a lot. I cannot say that I can see myself truly trusting someone else. Me saying that. Someone who loves to be in a relationship, someone who loves to get married, someone who loves to fall quickly, has to admit that I will not be trusting anyone easily anymore. And you know what? Maybe that's why, like, during this whole divorce process, I have not opened up to dating truly. I haven't. I haven't opened up to it because I don't want to look cute, and I don't want to go on a date, and I don't want men to tell me I look good, and I don't want to be admired. That's not why. I would love that. It's because I can't truly connect with anyone, because I have serious trust issues at this point. And it's just not time to open up and trust anybody, right? So if I have to advise, I would say if you are in a state of mind, now I know trusting someone and loving someone again, for me, can be two separate things. Don't make me explain it. I can't articulate it, all right? I just know that my heart is still soft enough that I know I can love someone else, but I can't yet say how I would trust them. So what I will say for me, and I can't advise you, but what I can say is, like, this is how I feel right now. I'm just gonna wait until I can feel like I'm able to do so, right? Like, what's the rush? There's no rush, okay? I have everything that I need. I have a great support system. I have a beautiful child. I have a beautiful home. I'm good. Like, my career I'm good. I don't need to rush anything. I don't care what society is saying, and no one else should. Look at society. So I'm not in a rush to get with anybody. I'm just chilling, and you chill. Until you are able to get with someone and have them lay next to you and you can look at them, number one, know that they trust you and you can trust them, then don't let the motherfucker get in your bed, right? Just go on dates. Just enjoy. Just let a man, let him court you. It's okay to take your time. And I know Cynthia's probably somewhere like, what? But I'm telling you, it's okay to take your time. I mean, think about it. I've been divorcing now almost a year, maybe a little over a year, and I've been chilling. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say that I don't be, texting, blowing up people's head, but it don't go too far because I know what I'm ready for and what I'm not. And so I'm just gonna go along is what's comfortable for me. So if you get a divorce, like this question said, what do you do coming out of a divorce? How do you feel about how soon can you trust someone? If you're divorcing or you're divorced and you don't feel like you trust somebody, then don't bring them home. Don't let them lay in your bed. Don't connect your vibration with them, your energy with them. Don't do it yet. Do everything else. Yes, go to the belt line and walk with them on a Saturday. Yes, let them wine and dine you. Yes, go on a trip and get a dual hotel room or get separate rooms. Yes, do all those things. Yes, invite them to a cookout. Do all the things, but do what's comfortable for you. Protect yourself. Coming out of a divorce, you are so vulnerable. That's why we are hunted the way we are. We are hunted. People who are divorcing are hunted, especially women, because they already know, they know we haven't had, so they're ready to give, and they know we're going to be so grateful for anything that feels real. So you have to protect yourself, and you do not go out there and just be like willy-nilly. No, have those same boundaries. Whatever you used to choose you in that divorce and walk away and create a new life, use that while you're dating, okay? Now, clock that. All right. Okay, this is from Kaylee Did It. That's how her name is. It's K-A. They're going to put it at the bottom. I'm not going to sit here and say, hey. But it's Kaylee Did It, okay? Thank you. Love you. Mwah. All right, so she asked, what advice do you have for leaving? Oh, sorry, y'all. Cheers to that. I can't read. What advice do you have for leveling up financially? I know I used to be really into relationships fresh out of high school. I'm 23 and now have a strong urge to find myself We're going to start again. What advice do you have for leveling up financially? I know I used to be really into relationships fresh out of high school. I'm going to be honest, the high school threw me off. I'm like, girl, I'm 43. I can't even remember high school. I'm like, I hope this girl asked me a question about being grown because I don't remember nothing about high school. So she says, I know I used to be really into relationships fresh out of high school. I'm 23 now and have a strong urge to find my way to self and career-wise. Okay, this is so good. Let me tell you why. 23 is, it's the perfect age to start your business. It's the perfect age to build relationships and business. It's the perfect age to ground and root yourself and start to build a real brand, all right? And honestly, these days and age, when it comes to social media and all that it can offer and how it can affect businesses and the growth of a business, baby, 20 is good. But 23 is absolutely perfect. I would say right now, you need to set dating aside, because if you're a female, she's a female, Kaylee, they're just trying to get you pregnant.
Oh my God!
They're trying to get you pregnant. All right? And let me tell you why. It's not because you have this bomb-ass business right now. It's not because your business is booming and all of that. It's because, see how you asked that question about your career and putting you first? They know that. Sometimes people will come in and they know your potential, right? And I can tell that your potential is amazing. And if you were a woman at 23 sitting down to a lovely date talking about business, oh baby, he know he found one. Because most women at 23 are not sitting down talking about business. They trying to see how can they toot them titties out and sit that booty out and get taken shopping. How can they get flued out? Is they lace front on point? That's what most 23-year-olds are on. And this is not necessarily a bad thing, but if you want to be an entrepreneur and start your legacy at 23, you're not on that. You sitting across from a man on the date, you take a sip, and you're asking him about his business. How's it going? He then asks you, what are your future dreams? And you have something to say. You have a business to talk about. So I would say if you go on a date, talk about your business. Talk about things you want to do. And don't just talk about it. If you have a business, and you're going on a date with someone who could possibly benefit your business, whether it's network-wise or financially, be prepared for the conversation. Don't just sit there and be talking to a man on a date, and because you're not talking about purses or something, you're talking about business and it just goes nowhere. No, already have a business plan ready, have an investor return sheet ready, have everything you need, because you never know who knows who. So if you are a 23-year-old and you're dating, trust me, everything is about networking. Not saying that a date has to be a networking situation. No, I'm just saying if you're an entrepreneur, you have entrepreneurial spirit, we often always talk about business in some way, right? And most men love a business mind. They love a woman to finish their damn meal, and they love a woman with a business mind. So I would say continue that. Start to make relationships, start to get a mentor at 23, and go ahead and start investing in yourself. If you find yourself coming up on some money, put it into a business. Absolutely. Put it in either real estate or a business. So I would say, again, if it's a frivolous relationship and it's somebody who you know just want to get you in the bed, girlfriend, don't entertain that. Right now, you want to entertain real men who are looking for a woman of quality, a woman who is motivated, a mover and a shaker. You're looking for a power couple situation, okay? So I would say continue to put your career first and go ahead and start making those first steps of getting your business started right now, okay? That's how that works. All right, so the next question, I'm dating a guy 8 years younger than me. Do you think this is acceptable here in 2025? I always feel someone will judge me for dating so young. Okay, you guys tell me in the comments below, so make sure you subscribe, like, and comment, and tell me, how did you enjoy this conversation that we're having? And if you like it enough, then I'll come back and do another one, okay? We'll have another date night. And I'll let y'all know at the end of this if I want to have another date with you, okay? I don't know if y'all earned it. Y'all may want to date me again, baby, because this was expensive. I'm going to get one more bite. Okay. Not me over here smacking. See, it started to get real towards the end of the date. Look at how I'm slathering this steak around this steak sauce. But by now, he don't care. He into his cocktails, conversation good. He like, eat, girl, eat that food. And another thing I'll say, since I did give y'all the advice about the food, don't ask for food to go. Don't do that. Like, do not do that. I have never been the man paying for a woman's date, but I have definitely always been the friend paying for friends' food or whoever, and I don't mind. But if we out together enjoying a one-on-one, don't order food for somebody at the crib, okay? Don't do to go. Just don't do it, okay? I don't care how bad somebody asks you. And if you do, go ahead and tell the person, when the person comes to the table, and you say, oh, can you wrap this up, please? Yes, I'll take this to go. And when you say you want to take this to go, say, can you start a second check? I want to get the chicken Parmesan to go. That's how you do it, okay? Don't just add that to somebody's tab. We are greedy, but we are also classy. When it comes to dating somebody young, I don't mind. I don't. I feel like it's fine. You know what I mean? Like, just know what type of situation it is, right? So there was a couple months ago, this YN, what y'all call them, YNs? this YN, this young guy, wanted to date me, and you know, we went out a couple times. I always made it like a group thing, so it was me, my sister, and the guy, and you know, whomever or whatever. And he was really cool and all of that, but you know, I have to say, it just kind of, after going out with him a couple times, I started to feel like, oh, he's gonna really like me. I don't know where this is gonna go. You know what I mean? I was like, I don't know. You say he's 8 years younger than you. This guy was definitely late 20s, maybe early 30s. And I just was like, I already know I'm not gonna give you what you want. You know what I mean? Like, I know you want kids. I know you want marriage. I know you want these things. And so in order for me not to, get choked in the wrong way, I was like, you know what? Let me just break this off because I don't want to be in a relationship I don't want to like lead someone on not because I don't have good intentions, but because I just know like what he wants and what I'm willing to give. You know what I mean? I'm just not willing to do that. So with that being said, I will say with this guy being 8 years younger, if you already know like, look, this is just, that kind of thing, have fun all day. Like, of course, date him. 8 years younger, is nothing wrong with that. Most guys, I would say if they are younger, they're mature. Or make sure you pick somebody who's mature. And they will love you. Like, they'll be obsessed with you. Like, they will make you the center of their world. Just don't play with them. Just don't play with nobody when it comes to love. But don't play with a young man. Don't do that. Don't do that. So if whatever it is that y'all are going to have together, be honest about it. So if y'all just knocking, rocking the boots, say so. If you guys are, in a relationship, but, you're going to put down and say what you do want out of the relationship and what you don't, make that clear. Just be honest. That's it. That's all I'll say. You want to be honest with a young one because they will get obsessed. Because when it comes to cougars and wildcats and what y'all be calling these, what y'all call it? Y'all call us all kind of stuff. But when it comes to an older woman and a younger guy, they tend to become a little obsessive because we know what it is. I'll never forget this guy I dated, and he told me, we were young. I think we were like in our early 30s. Early 30s. And he told me that a woman was 42, and he was like, I just used to like how she touched me. And I remember thinking, why you letting that old lady touch you like that? Like, and I'm sitting here like, mind you, he talking about touch his arm. I done did everything, including touch his arm. But the way he said, it's just how she make me feel. When she touched my arm and like, I come over there and she be done cooked and da-da-da-da. And I'm sitting there like, so you want to cook? Like I was young, but he was really like reminiscing about this 42-year-old woman when we were in our early 30s or like late 20s, like she was the bomb. He was like, he could never let her go. So yeah, my point in saying that is to say that, if you're going to date younger, especially 8 years, that's a lot, all right? I would definitely advise to be honest with them and go for it. Yeah, go for it. I didn't say what I would do at this point, so don't put me out there and say I'm looking for a YN because I don't want y'all thugging it in my damn DMs. Leave me alone right now, okay? I ain't ready for you. Y'all ain't finna come mess my life up right now, okay? But I will say that I think you should go for it, okay? But just be truthful. I wanted to give a couple more like true dating tips, okay? All right, so let's say you're on a nice date, right? Let's say this is your first date with the guy. And he takes you to a restaurant you've never really been to before, and so you really don't know what to order. Do you keep the order simple, or do you ask a bunch of questions? Once they tell you what's in the meal, do you make exchanges and substitutions and this and this and this and that and bring me the sauce on the side and, ooh, no chives and, oh, don't do this and, oh, make it. Do you do all of that on the first date, or do you simply let him order for you, or do you just order the chicken, right? Which one do you do on the first date? So I'll say this. At my big grown age, I want to ask questions. Like, I want to make it worth it. Like, my time is very expensive for me. And I am not about to sit for an hour, 2 hours. Who knows? If it's a first date, who knows if it's going to be a good first date, right? So if it's not a good first date, at least let the food be good, okay? At least let it be something I'm familiar with eating. And I'm not going to let him order for me because 9 times out of 10, he probably going to order something that's not that expensive and it's not going to be that great. So I want to order my own food, but I'm not particularly like a super, super picky person. I just, want my things temperature a right way. I want it prepared a way, Cajun or garlic. I want my sides a certain way. I may not want certain things on the same plate. Okay, so maybe I am a difficult orderer. So I don't know. I just say be true to yourself on that. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people say, oh, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't say how you want your food. But I say order Make it worth it. And the number one reason I say order how you want your food, be as particular as you need to be when you're ordering it, is because when a man is buying you food or a woman is buying you food, they want you to finish that shit. Okay? Because even me, if I go out with friends or someone and I'm ordering them food and they don't finish it, I don't like it. Because number one, I might think you ate before you got here and you came to get some food for the next day. I don't like that. Or I think that you came and you not eating the food that I paid for. Like, I actually be watching to see, is you going to really scrape that potato? Okay? So order what you want so you can finish the food. You can leave like a polite amount off to the side, but order what you want so you can eat all your food, all right? Now, what if you are a specialty type of orderer and the food gets there and the food is wrong? What do? Do you, in front of this person you just met, they may know some things about you because, of course, y'all been talking on the phone, but you've been showing your representative who is so happy-go-lucky and easy and ready to be in a relationship. You're not showing them over the phone before you get to the date this person who is very particular and a little bit controlling. So do you accept the food as it comes? You know, your steak is medium, rare instead of well done. Your potatoes don't have melted cheese. What do? Do you say something or do you let it slide? Y'all, go ahead. Y'all, go ahead, answer. Yeah. That's why your ass is single. Okay? You don't say nothing. If it's a first date, just take the food as it is. Because 9 times out of 10, whatever you order, you were so damn particular ordering it, right? That it's at least close to what is edible for you. So eat the food, and then when you get home, doctor that shit back up. Doctor that bitch up. Put you some extra salt on that baked potato. Get you some shredded, even if it's the Mexican blend cheese when you get home. Put it in your damn potato. Cook that steak some more, but do not sit there on a first date and send food back. That is not what you want. Because whether it's a man or it's a woman, they want someone who is pleasing to them. They want someone who seems pretty much easygoing, and I'll say easygoing, not go along, get along, but if you are dating, 9 times out of 10, these days and time, 2025, I'm not talking about back in the day when, you know, drug daddy used to take you out, boom, boom, you like, I don't like this, take it back, daddy, it wasn't good. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about 2025, and everybody's working hard, everybody is busy, and everybody wants a microwave dating situation, which they mean quick. Nobody wants to be on a date with someone who's going to make their life difficult. They want someone to enter into their life that's going to be easy to blend into their life. And so you want to kind of give that off as much as you can or change that with yourself. So that being said, do not go take and sending the food back. And if his food is wrong and he tells you his food is wrong, don't act like a ride or die today. You don't need to be like, no. Let me let her know that it's not correct, because believe me, it's still not a good look. Either way, even if you're doing it for him, it's still not a good look. That could be embarrassing to him. Okay, so no, don't do that either, all right? And I have to touch on this real quick. When it comes to drinks, when you're on a date, do not drink anything that is too strong for you. Do not drink anything that is unfamiliar. I went on a date, right? This was back in the day when they had, I think it was MySpace. And I went on a date with this guy. And first of all, when he showed up to my door, I was scared as hell. I'm going to tell you why. He was so tall. He was like 6'7". And maybe that's why I always end up with a short king, because it's something about super tall men. I don't know. You know, I don't like you to be too tall. Like, I don't want your legs hanging off the end of the bed. So I just saw him when he pulled up. He had braids, and he was like 6'7". I was like, ooh, Jesus, like, this is going to be a little scary to get in his car. You know what I mean? So anyway, I went on a date with him. And on the date, he had this, I think it was a cigar. And he just kind of sat back smoking his cigar. And I was like a little nervous. So I ordered something called a Cosmopolitan. I don't know if they still have those or not, because I ain't ordered that thing from back then. But it was a Cosmopolitan. When I tell y'all see how I like to talk, right? Baby, I told this man so much of my business. Like, I'm talking about childhood. You would have thought he was asking me 21 questions when he really ain't said nothing. But I was so nervous, talked too much on the date, told way too much of my business, that there was no way there was going to be a date number 2. You know too much. You know too much. I either date you and kill you or not call you no more. So I just decided not to call him no more because he knew a Porsha he shouldn't have known on the first date. So be very careful with whatever you order when it comes to drinks. I would say just order something like a little, something really cute or whatever. But yeah, don't tell nobody too much of your business. And don't talk about your ex. But that only goes for women. Women, I would say don't talk about your ex. Men, I would say I encourage you to talk about your ex. Talk about her. For real. I want to know everything about it. I want to know if you still think about her. I want to know the last time y'all talk. I want to know why y'all broke up. So, advice for the men, talk about your ex, but women, keep your mouth shut. Don't tell the new guy that the last guy did you this and he did me bad and he drugged me and he whatever, because if the last one drugged you by a chain, this one's going to tie your ass up to the back of a pickup truck and he's going to drag you down the street, okay? Do not tell the new guy about your ex at all. I don't care if you have to lie a little bit and be like, if he was a narcissist, be like, he just loved me too much. Don't say it was a love bomb. Just say he just loved me too much. But guys, please, because let me tell you something. I want to tell you, that's how most of my exes, they talked about their exes. And I knew, like, my first husband, he talked about his ex. And I was like, you're still attached. Like, what was happening here? Like, okay. So, yeah, but anyway, okay, before I talk too much, because I got to get on out of here. Y'all got me staying here too long. I got to go. Okay, I got to go. All right? Okay, so I got to wrap this up because, to be honest with y'all, I'm going to pick this up and eat it in the bed. I'm going to eat it in the bed. That's just truth. I'm going to take this. I'm going to wrap it. I'm going to put towels on my bed. I'm going to take this steak. I'm going to get a glass of milk, and I'm going to finish this in my bed. So I'm going to let y'all go, but this was so fun. I love this first date with y'all. I love talking to y'all, and thank you for your comments. Thank you for your subscriptions. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment, and I think we'll do this again. Maybe I'll wear a dress next time. So make sure you do all that, and I'll see y'all in a few. I think we're going to come back this Sunday or something. I'm not going to speak too soon, but I think we have something big coming Sunday. All right? All right. Love you. Mwah.